Hey everyone! First off, I misread the prompt for this assignment and I wrote an entire blog post on Web 2.0, and I thought it was quite good. But with technology, we've learned that sometimes things don't work out quite the way that we wanted them to. So now I'm going to shift mindsets and focus on the Internet of Things. So while Web 2.0 changed the way that we communicate with other people, Web 3.0 and the Internet of Things has changed the way we collect data and navigate our daily environment. Before this week, I had never realized how much I depend on apps on my phone to get through my day. Tiny computers are everywhere, in our phones, in our kitchen appliances, and in our cars, collecting data and communicating with one another. Information is shared between devices, collating to fit the user's needs. As a teacher, I love doing things hands on, especially as a preschool teacher. The idea of using more apps or devices in my classroom is a little bit scary. But on the other hand, how nice would it be for the device to do some of the hard work for me? So, Web 3.0 has been revolutionizing education and offering new tools and insight for teachers. It provides access to resources that can support and deepen our lesson plans and the learning experiences for our students. And it provides ways for students to get creative in how and where they collect and retrieve information. This week, I've been fighting the idea of devices collecting info about my environment without my input. At first, it sounded a little bit insidious, and I considered the cons of constantly being plugged into the internet. There is an increased danger of invasion of privacy, and students who are not equipped to handle the internet in a smart, safe way are at risk for that. There's also a leaning towards academic laziness, and our students are able to retrieve information immediately and have their computer do the hard work for them. To me, this doesn't sound like it would naturally support the critical thinking and problem solving 21st century skills that we should be teaching according to the ISTE standards. But there are some pros to consider. How much more excited might children be to learn when the classroom's no longer a sit and listen to lectures sort of place? Being connected to each other and to more information makes a more level playing field for students to be active constructors in their own learning. Plus, in large classrooms, having data driven devices could be time saving as well as user friendly as more and more students become adept at navigating the internet. Also, imagine the excitement of the empowered learner in this new generation, the opportunities that Web 3.0 opens up for advancements in science and math, especially. The current technology out there surpasses the human ability to communicate. It makes the world a bigger place because you realize just how much is going on around you. And it also makes the world a smaller place with less barriers as you're able to interpret and analyze more data in a user friendly sort of way. Web 3.0 makes the world diverse as we are able to gather information in a way that's previously unimagined. And using the semantic web, students can create an online portfolio of their work. So, what do the experts in the field of education think about what using Web 3.0 in the classroom? Well, Shelley Blake, the director of the Digital Harbor Foundation, claims that the semantic web allows us to communicate with computers in a similar way that we could have a conversation with another human. Computers are becoming more intuitive and tuned into our interests and preferences. If your device knows that you are an educator, it can offer you useful research articles or implications for educational policy before you even have to ask. This allows us to stay connected and up to date regarding best practices without even having to search. Blake does explain how Web 3.0 is the foundation for a new way for us to see, feel, and experience our world. Everything from smart glasses that provide understanding for what we see, to smart clothing with sensors that can track your heart rate and blood pressure. Also, Karen Cater, director of the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Educational Technology, finds that internet access is creating better and more personalized learning. She says, as personal and continuous access to a Web 3.0 environment becomes a reality, teachers will be able to develop engaging, interesting, and more complex assignments that are supported by a variety of resources. She does give an example of students learning about bugs in their backyard, who are now able to engage with an entomologist online and earn digital badges as they participate in various search techniques. So, when used effectively, Web 3.0 tools can certainly increase student motivation to participate in their learning environment. Overall, I'm warming to the idea of having more internet access in the classroom for students. I do believe that as Christian educators, we should be good stewards of both our classroom and our students. We are obviously not in control of everything that's out there on the internet, so we need to use prudence and wise judgment before bringing our students into a new media platform. We should be leaders that embody patience, faithfulness, and self-control, and we should disregard our natural tendency to put devices like our smartphones up on pedestals as unintentional idols in our classroom. Everything we do and teach should point back to our Creator, which is difficult to manage in a world that is controlled by a materialistic force called the Internet of Things. So thank you all for listening, and I can't wait to hear your feedback.